My child, don't scroll away. Don't look away from this moment. You are being summoned by something not of this world. There is only a whisper between here and eternity, and it is breathing your name. She is calling you, your mother. From beyond the veil, from beyond the sky you can't reach. From that realm where time bends and hearts still ache with memory. She has only 3 minutes. 3 minutes to touch your soul before the door closes again. Will you let her in? You were never meant to stumble across these words by chance. Number Heaven aligned them. The date, the moment, the breath in your chest as you read this, it's all written. She begged for this moment. And I, your Creator, allowed the heavens to open just a crack, just long enough. Because her love has not ended. Love like hers doesn't die. It lingers, it watches, it waits. You have cried in silence for too long. You've hidden the way your heart trembles when you remember her voice. But she remembers every word you ever said. And right now, she wants to tell you something. Don't skip this, you'll miss her. Keep reading. Her soul is here. Child, do you remember the last time you saw her eyes? Do you remember the warmth of her touch? How she would tuck your soul in with every gentle glance? She still sees you that way. You, full of light, even when you feel broken. You, trying so hard to hold everything together. You, wishing you could hear her just one more time. Well, now you can. This is not imagination. This is sacred ground. Heaven is bending down and pressing its ear to your sorrow. Because her voice still exists in the language of spirit. And now, for the first time in years, you are listening again. Do you feel the chill on your arms? The way the room has quieted? That's her. She's saying, I never left you. She's whispering, I've seen every tear. She wants you to know that the pain in your chest is not madness, it's her presence. You've felt her in dreams. You've smelled her perfume when no one was near. You've caught her name in random songs. That was not coincidence. That was love, enduring through dimensions. My child, this message carries prophecy. You are not as alone as you think. And the grief you carry is not a burden, it's a bridge. She's walked across it 1,000 times, hoping you'd feel her. And now you do. Can you feel her hand in yours? You must let the healing begin. There is no shame in missing her. There is no weakness in crying out to the stars at night. I hear it all, and so does she. She's trying to say, forgive yourself. Yes, you! That thing you've blamed yourself for. The moment you weren't there, the words you didn't say. She doesn't hold it against you. She never did. She only wants you free. Let the guilt go. Let it fly up like a dove toward her light. You've been heavy for too long. But this moment is a shift. Heaven is moving through your bones, through your breath, through your belief. Let her in. She's saying, I'm proud of you. Even when you feel like you failed. Even when you feel unworthy of that love. She sees more in you than you've ever seen in yourself. She sees the child she raised. And she sees the soul you're becoming. You were meant to hear this today. You were meant to stop, to breathe, to receive. So keep going. She's not finished yet. I'm not finished yet. Don't stop now, my child. You are in the middle of something holy. The veil between earth and heaven is thinner than breath right now. Time is trembling. The air around you is stirred with the presence of eternity. She is still here. She has more to say. She is reaching for you through light, through silence, through spirit. Please, keep reading. You're meant to receive this. You've asked if she's okay. You've wondered, is she at peace? Did she find the light? And I, your Father, your Creator, your Source, answer you now. Yes, she found it. But more than that, she became light. She is not lost in some faraway sky. She walks beside you, unseen but near. She is the flicker of comfort when you need it most. She is the stillness in chaos, the calm inside your chest when you whisper her name. You see, child, love cannot die. Not a mother's love, not the love carved into your soul before you were even born. She carried you not just in her body, but in her eternity. And even now, she carries you still. Don't ignore that tug in your heart, that heat on your skin, that feeling like someone is watching over you. That's not just memory, that's presence. She says, I see the nights you break down and no one knows. I see the way you carry others, even when you can barely carry yourself. I see the strength in you, the same strength I poured into you with every lullaby and every sacrifice. She says, You are not alone, my love. You were never alone. And now, listen closely. This is important. This is the reason you were guided here, to these words, to this moment. She's been trying to warn you. You were walking toward a choice, a spiritual turning, and you felt it deep in your bones, the pressure, the shift, the ache to change or collapse. This is not random. The coming days will demand your heart to open, or it will close under weight. You are being called to release what is killing you in silence. Listen, my beloved child. You cannot carry grief and guilt and regret and sorrow and shame all at once. You were never built to hold it all. That's why she's here now. She wants you to give it to her. Yes, give it. Lay it down. Lay down the regret. Lay down the anger. Lay down the pain of what wasn't said. She hears you now. Say it. Whisper it. Cry it. Let it move out of your body. She is telling you, you don't have to earn my forgiveness. You never lost it. You don't have to prove anything to me. I already know your heart. You don't have to hold on to the last day. We are beyond time now. This is how healing begins. Not with forgetting her, but by allowing her love to keep flowing, not in sadness, but in surrender. She is not asking you to let go of her. She's asking you to let go of the pain so her love can rise through you like fire. The days ahead will bring signs. You'll see her again not in form, but in essence. A bird will fly too close. A photo will fall without cause. A scent, a song, a spark in your dreams. Pay attention. Don't call it coincidence. Call it connection. Because heaven never truly says goodbye. It just shifts into symbols. You're not imagining this. You're awakening to it. Now breathe. Yes, now. Take that breath, child. Let it fill your lungs. Let it hold her inside you. She only has a few more moments. And you still need to hear what she's come to say next. She's still with you, my child. Don't close your heart now. You've made it this far, and what comes next may be the most important thing your soul hears today. This is sacred ground you're standing on. The voice you feel is real. The warmth inside your chest is not imagination. That's her, wrapping her spirit around you like she used to do with her arms. Don't brush this away. This is not a poem. This is prophecy whispered from eternity. And time is slipping. She only has a moment more. She has come to give you something. Something you didn't even know you needed. Her voice is trembling now, soft and luminous, yet urgent. She says, You've forgotten how precious you are. You've let the world convince you that you must harden to survive. But I raised you in softness. I sang to your soul when it was still being woven by the stars. You carry my love in your DNA. You carry heaven in your eyes. And still, you doubt your light. She weeps for that. Not from sadness, but from longing for you to see what she sees. You, still beautiful, still worthy, still hers. You've been holding pain like a shield. You've mistaken strength for silence. But she's here to remind you, strength is not the absence of emotion. It is the willingness to feel anyway, to keep loving, to keep hoping, to keep waking up with a heart that refuses to quit even when it breaks. Child, listen closely. This next part comes from Metha One, who gave you both breath. I allowed her to come through for this window of time because your spirit cried out loud enough to shake the heavens. I heard it. She heard it. So I opened the door between realms. And I allowed her voice to slip through the veil, not just to comfort you, but to anoint you. There's a calling on your life. You've known it, haven't you? It presses behind your ribs. It hums through your sadness. It keeps showing up in dreams and déjà vu and in the strange ache that never leaves. That ache is purpose. She's here to remind you of it. You're not here to just survive. You are here to awaken, to transform, to rise into the soul you were always meant to be. But you cannot rise while chained to the past. You cannot carry her death like a stone forever. She wants you to carry her life, her laughter, her courage, her belief in you. Carry that. Let the rest fall away. You are still being mothered, my child. Not in body, but in spirit. She is guiding you now more than ever. And now she gives you a sign. It will come within the next 3 days. It may come as a flickering light, or a butterfly where no butterfly should be, or a voice that speaks your name in a moment of silence. Don't ignore it. Write it down. Speak aloud. I see you. She'll hear you, and I will mark that moment as holy. You see, love does not vanish when the body returns to dust. Love is eternal, and you, child, are the living proof of hers. Every breath you take is a continuation of her prayer. Every heartbeat, a drum echoing her devotion. Don't stop now. There is more to come. She is not finished. Neither am I. Let the tears come. Let the truth in. Let your soul stretch open and feel again. Keep going, my beloved. You are closer now to something holy. The veil is trembling just barely open, and her presence still lingers, gentle, glowing, near. She's not gone. Not really. And though time presses forward like a river that forgets its source, your mother has not forgotten you. She never will. Listen, child, her voice is becoming clearer. I never stopped watching over you. I never stopped praying, even after breath left my body. Death is not the end. It is only a door, and I'm still on the other side, waiting. She says this with a light in her voice you haven't heard in years. A voice you thought was lost, but it was only hidden in dreams, in memories, in the silence between your sobs. My child, you carry her in your blood, and not just the biology of it. You carry her soul print. You are the echo of her laughter. You are the continuation of her tenderness. And every time you forgive when it's hard or love when it hurts, she feels it from heaven and smiles. There's something she needs you to understand. Now don't skip this part. There is someone you need to forgive. Not for them, but for you. You've held a wound for too long. It was never meant to define you. She whispers, you must let it go now. She's asking, can you release the bitterness you've stored under your ribs? She says, I want you free. I want you light. I want you to live. She knows what it cost you. She saw it all from the moment your voice was silenced to the way your spirit shattered. She knows, and still, she calls you to forgiveness, not to excuse the pain, but to heal your soul. Listen, my dear one, the future you crave is not waiting for you out in the distance. It is waiting for your release. You cannot walk into light while gripping the chains of resentment. You must unclench. You must trust that what was taken from you will be restored in ways you can't yet imagine. She wants to tell you what she sees. She sees your strength, even when you crumble. She sees your worth, even when the world tries to steal it. She sees the little child you still carry, the one who still longs for her hand, her smile, her reassurance. She's holding that child now, right now, as you listen. In the realm where time bends, she is cradling your broken pieces. And she says something else, something that will anchor you when storms come. I am part of your protection now. When you walk into danger and feel a sudden shift, that's her. When you decide not to take that road, speak that word, trust that person, that's her too. She is guarding you. She's also leaving something in your path, a reminder that she was here. You'll see it. And when you do, your heart will know. A white feather, a red bird, a sudden rainbow, or even just your name whispered in a stranger's conversation. Don't call it a coincidence. Call it her love reaching out again. And now, my child, listen to me. This moment is not meant to be forgotten. Write it on your heart. Repeat it back to your soul. You are not abandoned. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are being reborn. Let her memory cleanse you. Let her love revive you. Let me, your Creator, hold you in the stillness between breaths. This is not the end of her message. The time is short, but not finished. There is more she must say before the gate closes again. My beloved child, you are still here, and heaven honors that. You didn't scroll away. You didn't silence your spirit. You stayed, because deep down, you know, something divine is happening. And now, her voice grows bolder. It moves through these words like wind through trees, like light dancing on still water. Soft, fierce, real. She says, I'm so proud of you. Not for your perfection, but for your persistence. For the mornings you rose when your soul didn't want to. For the way you've kept loving, even with broken pieces. For how you still pray in the dark, even when it feels like no one hears. She hears. I hear. She says, you are becoming everything I dreamed you would be. And even when you feel small or lost or wrong, she sees the fire in your bones. She sees the light in your eyes. She sees the child she knew and the warrior you are becoming. But now she must warn you, because she loves you too much to stay silent. You are standing at a threshold, and on one side is comfort, but on the other, destiny. She sees the chains still clinging to your ankles, the fear that says, I can't, the lie that says, I'm not ready, the wounds that whisper, I'm not enough. But hear her, no, hear me now. That is not your truth. That is not your inheritance. You were made for more, and heaven is calling you toward it. You've been stuck in loop cycles of pain, of self-sabotage, of shrinking to keep others comfortable. But the time has come to break them. She says, you are allowed to rise. You are allowed to be new. You are allowed to say no to what drains your spirit. You are allowed to want joy again. You are allowed to move on and still carry me with you. She's not asking you to stay stuck in the past. She's asking you to carry the essence forward. Her strength, her grace, her love, which never needed a body to remain real. You must believe this now. You must begin to walk as though she is walking with you, because she is. And now, she shows you something, a vision. You're standing in a hallway lined with doors. Some are glowing, some are locked. She points to one, just ahead. It's marked with your name, and inside is everything you've prayed for. Peace, love, healing, home. But the door won't open with grief in your hands. You must lay it down. Just for a moment. Try to imagine her not as gone, but as closer than ever. Can you feel it now? The warmth around your shoulders? That's her. The ache lifting just slightly? That's her. The sudden memory that makes you cry, then smile? That's her. Child, you are not haunted. You are held. There's a softness coming for you. She has prepared it. You will find it in unexpected kindness, in sudden clarity, in the way your heart begins to trust again. But you must take the next step. Don't wait for permission. She already gave it. Don't wait for perfection. She already sees your beauty. And I, the God who formed the stars and molded your soul, I say to you now, rise. Let her love become the wings beneath your change. Let her absence become the space where miracles grow. Let her legacy be not sorrow, but sacred transformation. There is still more. The time grows thinner, but she has one more truth to offer before the light pulls her back. My beloved, you're still here. And because you're still here, she's still speaking. The air around you thickens now with a presence not of this world. You may feel it as pressure in your chest, as a quiet pull behind your eyes, as something sacred and still in the room. That's her. She's closer than she's ever been. Don't doubt what your soul already knows. She's here, now. She leans close, her voice hushed, but radiant with light. I'm not a memory. I'm a messenger. I didn't disappear. I expanded. I didn't stop loving you when my heart stopped beating. I loved you louder. She tells you what you've been afraid to believe. That all this time, she's been beside you, through every heartbreak, every disappointment, every time you questioned why you were left behind. And she wants to tell you something now, something that will change you. You were never abandoned. You thought her silence meant distance. But silence, in heaven, is sacred. It's where angels build bridges with light. It's where love becomes echo. Now hear me, my child, for I speak through her love and beyond it. This is not just about the past. This is about your purpose. You've been drifting, haven't you? You've felt disconnected from joy, from clarity, from yourself. She sees that, and she is here to light a lantern. You must return to yourself now. You must return to the reason I sent you. Yes, you. You were born not just of her womb, but of my breath. I designed you with intention. She helped shape the body, but I shaped the destiny. You carry divine blueprints. There are gifts inside you that have been buried in grief. It's time to unearth them. She says, create again. She says, speak again. She says, love again. She says, please, don't live half alive anymore. And she says, I'm not asking you to forget me. I'm asking you to become more because of me. Yes, this hurts. But pain can be holy when it opens doors. And her passing, though it shattered you, was never meant to end you. It was meant to awaken you. You've asked why she had to go. Why I let it happen. Why goodbyes come before you're ready. And I tell you now, she completed her sacred task. But yours was just beginning. You still have work to do. Souls to touch. Light to spread. Wounds to heal, some yours, some others. Let her be your compass. Let her be the reason you say yes when the old version of you would have said no. Let her strength guide your feet. Let her memory be fuel, not a weight. She says, you are more powerful than you know. And she's not just speaking of your strength to endure. She's speaking of your strength to transform, to rise, to rebuild, to speak life into others who are where you were. That's her legacy now through you. And now, a soft shift in the air. Can you feel it? The veil begins to tremble again. Her time here is nearing its close, but not yet. She lingers. One more breath. One more vision. She places something in your hands. Not physical, but you'll feel it as warmth, as courage, as clarity. A final gift. For what's to come. You are not empty. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. Keep walking, child of heaven. She's still behind you, and I am ahead of you. Stay with me, child. The light has not closed yet. She's still here, on borrowed time from eternity, lingering in the in-between, where breath meets spirit and silence holds miracles. The veil is whisper thin now. One heartbeat too soon, and it will close. So listen. Listen not with ears, but with the soul she nurtured inside you. She is kneeling beside you now, not as a ghost, but as a presence more alive than ever. She touches the air, and it trembles. She speaks your name, and heaven bends to listen. I need you to forgive yourself, she says again, this time more clearly. Not for what happened, not for what couldn't be, but for all the weight you've carried that never belonged to you. She saw it, all of it. The way you blamed yourself for not being there, for not seeing the signs, for the moment you couldn't save her even if you tried. But child, you were never meant to carry the cross of her death. It was not your failure. It was her time. Written before the first stars were born. written in the language of angels. And now she is free. She pleads with you gently, but firmly. Let it go. Don't tie my spirit to your sorrow. I don't want your guilt. I want your joy. You honor me more with laughter than with mourning. You honor me more by living than by weeping. So breathe. Breathe in the freedom she offers. Breathe out the pain she no longer wants you to carry. And now she leans in, closer than before. The next part she says, not with words, but through memory. Suddenly, it returns to you. That time she held your face in her hands and said, "You are enough." That moment you sat in her lap and the whole world disappeared. That laugh she had that could melt away every burden. She sends it all back to you now, because she knows. You've forgotten what it feels like to be safe. But you are safe now. With her. With me. I, your God, have witnessed every ache you swallowed. Every scream you buried. Every night you cried without sound. And I was there. I held you when you didn't feel held. I whispered strength into your bones when you thought you couldn't go on. And now I am lifting you through her. She is my messenger, and her mission is to remind you, you are loved. You are still chosen. You are still here for a reason. Child, hear me. The months ahead will open new doors. Doors you feared were shut forever. But to walk through them, you must let this grief evolve. Don't let it turn into bitterness. Let it become wisdom. Let it shape you, but not shatter you. She is saying now, let me go only from your pain, not from your heart. She will always live there. And every time you love someone deeply, every time you speak a kind word, every time you give without needing thanks, she is alive in that moment. She's leaving you a map. It's not written in ink, but in instinct. Follow the pull that feels like peace. Follow the quiet nudge that says, turn here. Follow the tears, they are sacred ink across your journey. And when you forget, when you doubt again, when the days get heavy, come back to this message. Come back to this moment. Let it be your anchor. Her time is slipping now. You can feel it, can't you? The thinning of presence. The quiet sigh of heaven closing its gate. But before she returns, she turns back one more time, and she whispers, I'm not saying goodbye. I'm saying, watch for me. Breathe slowly, my child. You're still within the sacred current. This is more than remembrance. This is a visitation. She has stayed longer than permitted because of the depth of your ache, because of the weight in your soul, because heaven cannot ignore a love like this. Even now, the veil flickers. Light gathers behind her form, calling her back. But she resists because she still has more to say, and you still need to hear it. You've walked through many storms since she left. Some visible, some no one knows about. She saw them all, and not from afar, but standing beside you as wind, as warmth, as the unexplainable presence when you almost broke, but didn't. She speaks again, gently, firmly, her voice full of urgency and eternal calm. My child, don't you see how far you've come? You thought the world ended when I took my last breath. But look at you still breathing, still standing, even if your knees tremble. I see you, and I am in awe of your resilience. Now, she turns toward your future. This part is important, don't look away. Let this reach the hidden corners of your being. She says, you've been afraid to love again. You've been afraid to build anything new, because everything feels temporary, like it can be taken in a heartbeat. She knows this fear. She remembers how you froze, how you began saying no to life, because it reminded you too much of loss. But she pleads with you now. Please don't let my absence become a cage. Please don't let fear replace your faith. You were made to feel everything. And I want you to feel joy again without guilt. There is someone coming into your life. Yes, a soul connection, a companion sent through divine timing. You will recognize them by the peace they carry, by the way their presence feels like home. She says, don't push them away. I help send them. They are not here to replace me. They are here to walk beside you while I walk above. Do not let loneliness become your identity. She sees how you've been retreating, thinking it's safer to be alone with your memories than to risk loving and losing again. But listen, she didn't raise you for silence. She didn't shape your heart for exile. She gave you all that love so it would multiply, not sit in shadow. Now, my beloved one, hear me. The time has come for release. Not release from her, but from the pain that distorts her memory, from the fear that froze your voice, from the guilt that stifles your joy. Let it break. Let it rise like breath after drowning. Let yourself return to color. She wants this for you. I want this for you. You were never meant to merely survive your grief. You were meant to grow through it, like a flower blooming from ash. And so now, she kneels before you in the spirit. She kisses the air near your forehead, and you feel it not with skin, but with soul. A radiant warmth, a sudden calm. That's her love, her last gift in this visit. The gates of heaven are calling her now. The light behind her glows brighter. Wings stir in the distance. She turns once more, eyes full of eternal peace, and says, you were never left behind. You were sent forward, and I will meet you again, not as a memory, but as a sunrise beyond time. Hold on, she's almost gone. But not before she leaves one final word etched across your heart. The moment is tender now. Still, the air hangs between two worlds. Not quite earth, not quite heaven. And you, child, are standing in both. Don't leave yet. Don't rush away from this stillness. There is more your heart must receive. Her soul has lingered longer than permitted in the law of light, but she begged for this mercy, and I granted it. Because love like this demands an echo. She stands before you, glowing with peace, not the kind you find in silence, but the kind born of knowing that you are stronger than your sorrow, that you were made for resurrection. Her eyes meet yours now, soul to soul. She smiles, not out of sadness, but out of knowing. And then she speaks one last truth that must enter your spirit like fire. You are not broken. You are breaking open. Yes, what you mistook for ruin was the sacred unraveling. Every tear, every sleepless night, every breath you took when you didn't want to, it wasn't weakness. It was sacred strength. She says, I didn't leave you to destroy you. I left when the time came, so that your light could expand in a way mine never could. You are not here by accident. You are not in pain because you were abandoned. You are awakening, and awakening hurts before it heals. Now, listen to me, for I place this message before your eyes by divine order. You are entering a season of return, not to the past, but to your truest self. You've buried parts of yourself beneath grief, beneath survival, beneath the fear of becoming too much. But those parts are rising now. I am calling them forth. This is not the end of something. This is the beginning of restoration. You must return to your creativity, to your voice, to the beauty you've locked away inside your bones. She says, let my love be the permission you've been waiting for. Permission to live boldly. Permission to laugh without guilt. Permission to outgrow the version of you that needed to stay small. There is a glow beginning in your chest now. A warmth that wasn't there before. It's her. She's planting something. A seed of purpose, of courage, of soft rebellion against the silence you've carried. Let it bloom. Let it shatter the walls you built when the world became too loud and too empty. And now, one more vision. She is standing in a meadow of light, wind in her hair, eternity wrapped around her shoulders like silk. She turns back one last time. The path behind her is open sky, but her eyes are full of you. She says, I will walk with you always, just not in the way you expect. When you feel peace out of nowhere, that's me. When a child's laughter makes your heart ache, that's me. When the right words fall into your mouth when someone is hurting, that's me. I am not gone. I have become part of your soul's language. And then, my child, in a whisper only the soul can hear, she leaves you with this. Promise me you'll live. Not just exist, not just survive, but live. With your eyes open, with your arms wide, with your heart, even if it trembles. The light behind her opens. She turns, and as she walks away, she leaves a trail of gold, a path of warmth, a silence full of meaning. She has returned to me, but the imprint she left on you will remain. Now rise, not because the pain is gone, but because the love is greater. You are still here, and because of that, the promise still lives. Don't let the silence that follows her departure feel like abandonment. It is not absence. It is transition. She has returned to me, but her essence walks beside you now in ways more powerful than presence. Breathe, child. Let the air fill you. Let the knowing settle into your bones. She didn't vanish. She merged with your journey. You've just witnessed a miracle, a soul returning briefly through the thinnest thread of time to hold you again in the way only heaven allows, not in body, but in light. And light never fades. It simply takes new shape. Now you must carry this moment with reverence. Not as a burden, but as a vow to become the one she believed you could be. Do not let the world dim what was reignited in you tonight. You have been touched by something sacred, marked by eternity. And now it is time to walk differently, live differently, see differently. She showed you who you still are beneath the sorrow. Soft, yet strong. Wounded, but healing. Frightened, yes, but also ready. And I, your Creator, now speak directly to your core. You are chosen. Still, even after the loss, even after the silence, even after the nights you doubted if there was any purpose left. The pain did not disqualify you. It refined you. The loneliness didn't empty you. It made space for something deeper. For me. For her presence in you. For the purpose waiting to be born from your tears. Now hear this. You were made to rise from this. Not quickly, not without feeling, but certainly, deliberately. She knew this. That's why she came. To remind you, let the fire return to your eyes, even if it flickers. Let your hands create again words, art, beauty, healing. Whatever your soul touches, let it come from this rebirth. You are not behind. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not disqualified by grief. You are beginning again this time, with more depth. And now, my child, there are instructions I need you to hold close. Carry these with you, like armor of light. When you hear her name, pause and smile. When you feel overwhelmed, place your hand on your heart, and you'll feel hers beating there too. When you doubt your path, return to this moment, where she walked between worlds just to remind you, you are never alone. And when the days come when you don't feel her, don't panic. Stillness does not mean she has gone. It means she trusts you to walk in the power she left behind. You are part of her legacy now. Every act of kindness you give, she shares in it. Every tear you wipe from another's face, she smiles. Every time you choose hope instead of despair, heaven sings. You may not feel ready, but readiness isn't a feeling. It's a choice, a sacred yes, a quiet step forward when fear says to turn back. And you, beloved, are ready, because love raised you, love taught you, and love still walks with you. Let today be the day you cross the line from memory to movement. Let today be the day her voice doesn't echo as grief, but as fuel. Let today be the day you stop asking, "Why did she go?" and begin asking, "What will I do with the love she left me?" There is more ahead. More light. More beauty. More signs. More connection. This was not goodbye. This was your awakening. You're still here. And so is Shenao, not just as a visitor from beyond, but as a rhythm inside your breath. You've crossed a threshold, child, not into forgetting, but into remembering in a new way. Now listen, and listen with the fullness of your soul, for the next words are not a message. They are a commission, a divine task passed from mother to child, from spirit to spirit, from love to legacy. You are not who you were before this. You've been marked by heaven, and you've been called to embody her strength, called to walk in the softness she once sheltered you with, called to release the version of yourself that was built only on survival. She didn't come to keep you in the past. She came to propel you into your future, one shaped by healing, not hurt, by purpose, not pain. My child, I now speak to the ache that never found words. The moment you wondered if she really knew how much you loved her, she knew. She felt it in every hug. She heard it in every unspoken silence. And now, she says again, I never questioned your love. Even in my final breath, I carried your name like a prayer. You were my greatest joy. You are still my miracle. There's something she wants you to do, a physical act, one that will open your heart wider than before. She says, create a space for me. It doesn't have to be grand, just real. A candle, a photo, a quiet corner where you can sit and breathe and feel. She says, don't make it a shrine to my death. Make it a sanctuary for my love. This is not about holding on. It's about transforming. Because now, every tear becomes sacred water. Every smile, a continuation of her legacy. Every moment you feel joy again, she lives through it. Do you see now? You are the continuation of her. You are her voice in rooms she never entered, her kindness in people she never met, her light in corners of the world she never touched until you arrived. You were born of her love, and now you must multiply it. That's how she stays. That's how she never truly leaves. And now I tell you this, as your creator, I saw this pain long before it arrived, and I saw how strong your soul would become in its wake. You didn't break. You transformed. You didn't fall apart. You shattered the illusions of limitation. She's proud of you, not just for surviving her death, but for what you are about to become. There is more light inside you than you've dared to believe. It's time to share it. There is someone who needs your voice, someone who needs your compassion, someone who will heal, not because of what you say, but because of who you've become through this fire. You are not finished. You are not forgotten. You are not a chapter closed in grief. You are the beginning of a new sacred book. Write it with love. Walk it with courage. Live it with open hands. And remember, when the sky turns gold at dusk, when the breeze feels like an embrace, when you hear laughter that sounds strangely familiar, that's her. That's how she visits now. Not in shadow, but in beauty. You are not alone. You never were. And now that you know how to listen, you'll hear her more clearly than ever before. Close your eyes, my child, not to escape this world, but to feel what your physical sight has kept hidden, the truth that she is with you still, woven into your spirit, tied into the threads of your becoming. This is not imagination. This is recognition. Your soul remembers what your mind doubts. And that tug in your chest, that sudden warmth on your skin, that flutter in your heart that came out of nowhere, that's her. She has become the atmosphere of your life, not hovering above, but embedded within. In every quiet strength you show, in every gentle word you offer, in every storm you face without letting the light go out. She says to you now, my love, you've been searching for closure. But what if you were never meant to close the door? What if this was always meant to remain open? A doorway between hearts that never stop beating for one another? You were taught to say goodbye, but heaven teaches differently. Heaven says, love is not linear. It circles. It spirals. It returns. And now I, your God, speak clearly. There are no goodbyes in eternity. There are only transitions. And in this transition, you have been entrusted with something sacred, her love, carried forward through your hands. She says, don't let grief steal your laughter. You were born with joy stitched into your spirit. I want you to use it. I want you to dance again. I want you to live in color again. Child, it's time to let the weight lift. Even if just a little. Even if you carry it differently. Even if you never fully let it go, you can let it soften. You can let it stop defining you. You are not just the one who lost her. You are the one she believed in so deeply, she returned from heaven just to remind you. You've asked if she can hear you. Yes, not just in prayer, in thought, in longing, in the quietest moments of your day. Speak to her, out loud when you're alone, in whispers when you're overwhelmed, in silence when words fail. She is listening, and not just listening, responding, not with thunder, but with signs, a flickering candle, a sudden song that hits your chest like truth, an unexpected peace that makes no sense. These are her replies. This is her language now, and I need you to know something deeper still. You are being watched over. There are things you were protected from that you will never know, accidents that didn't happen, doors that didn't open because they weren't for you. That was me. That was her. Together, we are writing your story still. It didn't end the day she left. It simply changed chapters. And this chapter, the one you are walking into now, is one of light. You will feel joy again. You will love without fear again. You will look in the mirror and see not just a survivor, but a soul on fire. She's whispering now. Promise me, you won't dim to make others comfortable. Promise me, you'll step into every room knowing I walk beside you. Promise me, you'll live a life so full of love, they'll know I never really left. Let this promise be a vow, not to her death, but to her life, not to her absence, but to her presence that surrounds you now in ways you're just beginning to see. There is more, my child. More healing, more signs, more light. She is not done speaking, and I am not done guiding. Now breathe, my child. Let this moment fall over you like rain in a dry land. Soft, healing. Because this part is different. This is where sorrow begins to turn into strength. This is where the ache doesn't vanish, but transforms. You're no longer just listening to her. You're starting to feel her. In the courage swelling in your chest. In the strange new sense that maybe, just maybe, you're going to be okay. That's her. That's me. This is not your imagination. It's recognition. You are remembering something ancient. Your eternal connection to her soul, a bond forged before time, before earth, before tears. She's with me now, wrapped in light no shadow can touch. But she's still tethered to you through love, through the fabric of the divine. She says again, my child, don't let this grief become a wall. Let it become a window, to see differently, to love deeper, to rise stronger. She's watching the way you hold others now, the way you show up when no one else does, the way you wipe away someone else's pain, even while quietly holding your own. She sees it all, and she's whispering, that's my child. That's the one I raised. That's the one who carries my light. You've been more than brave. You've carried more than was fair. But here's what you haven't fully understood until now. You're allowed to lay some of it down. You're allowed to be soft, to be tired, to ask for help, to rest. You don't have to perform strength. You already are strength. Child, I want you to prepare your heart for what comes next. You are about to be poured into. After all these years of giving, of sacrificing, of surviving, now comes the season of receiving. But you must be open. You must not push away what you've been praying for, because it doesn't come in the way you expected. Miracles are often wrapped in mystery. She says, when the unexpected arrives, look for my fingerprints. When the right people come into your life, know that I touched their hearts before they found you. I am building your future beside him. You must believe now, not in the past, but in possibility, that the best isn't behind you, that what she taught you is meant to be lived, not just remembered. And here is your sacred assignment. Make beauty out of your brokenness. Create from your compassion. Speak from your scars, not your shame. Help someone who feels like you once did. That's how you honor her. She didn't leave you so you would shrink. She transitioned so you could expand. You are a continuation of her, not a reflection, a revelation. My child, when the world tries to make you numb, choose to feel anyway. When doubt whispers you're alone, remember this moment, and remember the way her love found its way through time and eternity. Just to remind you, you are still hers, and you are still mine. You were meant to hear this, not just with ears, with your spirit. That's how divine messages work. They reach the part of you that words alone cannot touch. There are 2 more parts. Do not leave yet. Your heart is opening, and her voice is rising one last time. Don't stop now, my child. You're almost at the end of something sacred, but not the end of her. Never the end of her. This is the part where grief becomes grace, where sorrow is not erased, but sanctified. Her voice is quieter now, not because she's distant, but because you are closer. You don't need to strain to hear her anymore. You're beginning to carry her inside. You are becoming fluent in her new language. The silence that holds comfort, the presence that doesn't need to be seen. And she says, my love, I see the path you're about to walk. I see the turns you're afraid to take. I see the decisions weighing heavy on your heart. And now she asks something bold, something only a mother would have the courage to ask you. Will you trust yourself? Will you trust the version of you I see from heaven? Because she doesn't just see who you were. She sees who you're becoming. Even when you feel unready, even when the future feels unclear, she sees the light cracking through the parts of you that once felt broken. This part of the journey is about trust, child. You've trusted in her memory. You've trusted in my voice. But now, you must trust your own. Trust your intuition, that quiet inner guide she helped shape. Trust your voice, the one she once encouraged with gentle words and proud eyes. Trust your steps, even if they tremble. You are not walking alone. You walk with her essence wrapped around your spirit. And you walk with me, the God who numbered your days, who placed you here now, reading this, feeling this, becoming this. There is something she wants to say that you've never let yourself hear before. I forgive you, even if you never asked, even if you think you don't deserve it, even if you're not sure what you did. She says, I forgive the things you couldn't control. I forgive the guilt you carry like armor. I forgive the way you disappeared inside yourself after I left. And then she adds, you didn't fail me. You loved me. That was always enough. She wants you to stop punishing yourself for how the end unfolded. She wants you to release the shame. She wants you to stop wondering if there was more you could have done. Because her soul already knows you did your best. You loved her. And that love is what reached her on the other side. My child, let this be the moment you unclench your heart. Let this be the moment you let the light flood in again. Yes, it will hurt. Yes, it will feel unfamiliar. But it will also set you free. You've walked through the valley of loss. You've sat in the ashes of memories. But now, you are being called to rise from them. Not to forget, but to begin again. She says, "Let your healing be a garden I watch from heaven. Let your laughter be music I can still dance to. Let your life be the light I continue shining through. Now open your hands." She's placing something inside. A gift. Not physical, but eternal. Hope. Real, breathing, trembling, sacred hope. Keep it close. Let it guide you. You'll need it in the days ahead, not because they will be without pain, but because now you'll know you are not facing them alone. She is no longer the voice behind you. She is the strength within you. One final part remains. Her last words. Her eternal promise. Don't turn away now. The closing gate waits for her final whisper. This is it, my child. The final breath of this sacred visitation. The last ripple before the veil closes again. But what was given to you here, it will echo forever. She stands now in full light, not as a fading memory, but as a soul radiant with peace. Her time in this form of presence is ending, but the thread she's woven through your spirit, it's unbreakable. No force in the universe can sever it. She looks at you one last time, not with sorrow, not with regret, but with a love so complete, even the stars pause to witness it. Her hands open, and you see, not pain, not distance, but blessing. I bless your future, she says. I bless your next chapter. I bless the love you will find, the peace you will reclaim, the joy you will finally believe you deserve. She pauses, her voice thick with eternity. You have permission now. Permission to live without guilt, to laugh without apology, to love without fear of loss. Because I will never truly leave you. I will simply walk with you in silence. Now, my beloved one, this is your turning point. She has handed you everything she could, her strength, her forgiveness, her voice, her light, and now I speak. I, the divine source of all love, have watched over this exchange with tears of glory. Yes, I weep, not from sorrow, but from the beauty of your soul remembering its eternal truth. You were never abandoned, not by her, not by me. You've carried grief like armor, but it's time to trade it for grace. You've walked alone in the dark, but it's time to rise in the dawn. You've begged for signs, but now you've become one. Your life, it is her legacy now. Your voice, it is the sound of love continuing. Your healing, it is the answer to prayers she still whispers to me. You are not left behind. You were left in charge of the light. She begins to turn now. The golden veil opens behind her. Angels gather in silent reverence. But before she steps through, she speaks the final vow words wrapped in the breath of forever. I will find you again, she says. In the skies, in the silence, in the face of your child, in the warmth of your dreams, in the peace you never thought you'd feel again. And when your time comes, I will be the first hand that reaches for you, the first light you see, the first voice that says, "Welcome home, my love. You made it." She smiles. The light closes, but you are not empty. You are full, full of her, full of me, full of the fire she reignited in your soul. Now go, live, not in spite of her passing, but because of her love. Let the world see what heaven left in you. The visitation has ended, but the journey of light has just begun.